I had always sensed over the years, when you guys had been on my radio shows or TV or whatever I had done with you guys, whenever people would bring up Maiden and the prospect of what a lot of metal fans feel would be like one of the all-time great tours, Maiden Priest together, that it was, it always felt like it was kind of like, that ain't ever going to happen, like some sort of tension there. And you shed some light on that, which it really stems from how you felt they treated you guys when they were your opening act. If you can, and again, everybody should buy the book to get all the details, but give everybody the overview of why that sort of tension existed and where it originated from between the Priest and Maiden. And you make the very valid point that, let's also be honest, Maiden has gone on to become, to this day, they're a stadium act. They're a massive global act. And some of the things you were kind of upset, you say in the book, you were upset about their management and the way they handled things, that you felt that if Priest had, maybe you would have become that big. It was a fascinating moment in the book. So what can you say about all that stuff?
Yeah, well, it all started, we just finished the British Steel record and, in England, and I think, we were going out on tour, and then the next thing I know, I read in a music paper that something like, Iron Maiden, we're going to blow the bollocks off Priest or something like that. And I went, what the hell is this shit? I'm still there. We're still in the recording studio, tidying up the last mixes or something. I said, well, who are these guys? Why do we want, why should we have those on tour if they're going to, create this type of vibe before we've even met them, let alone done a show together? I said, let's get rid of them and get somebody that really appreciates the gig. Of which there would have been an awful lot of bands. But anyway, everybody talked me into going with it, and I said, well, fine, obviously being democratic, and next thing I know, we were at the rehearsals, some theatre in London somewhere, and this bunch of guys walked in and just sat down in front of me. And I said to my guitar tech, who are those dudes there? And he went, oh, that's the support band. I said, well, who the hell invited them into our rehearsal? Thinking about what I read in the papers, I'm saying, and I said, well, just go and tell them that they weren't invited. They need to leave. I didn't see an invite. Nobody told me they were coming in, where you're trying to work out songs and this and that, the other. So that's what happened. But anyway, we went on tour, and can I just say, they didn't blow the bollocks off Judas Priest. It was, we were pretty well established at the time, and those guys were coming up through the ranks. So that happened, but it wasn't a good atmosphere on the tour, and it's not something I like to have happen. It shouldn't be that way. And next thing I know, somebody says, oh, Iron Maiden's opening up for you in their first US tour. I went, oh, no, not again. Can we just not have those guys on the, but anyway, I was kind of, they came on the tour, and they created upsets is what they did, for different reasons, and it led to a confrontation, and it got a bit ugly, I don't know how it all happened, but I did meet Paul Di'Anno some years later in about 1985, and he said, hey, KK, well, I'm sorry about that quote in the paper, and that's all you need, and but anyway, like I say, it's all water under the bridge. Those guys were young, coming up through the ranks, a bit delinquent, but at least they had balls, they got on with it, they knew what they wanted to do.